Boom.
There we are.
Live in the sold-out arena of Mandalay Bay. Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer was actually presenting the fight with, what was his name? Mr. Prime. Logan Paul and Fury. Paul. Yeah. Did anyone watch that?
Yeah,
good fight, to be fair.
It was all right. It's good.
Some of the fights building up to it were actually quite good as well, to be fair.
Yeah, they were.
There we go. So anyway, we're live, not to talk about boxing because we're not qualified in the art of the boxing chatter. But this week we've got loads to cover. So as people realise they're getting the notification that we're live, where are we? We're on Facebook, we are on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn. We're obviously on Sean's channel. We're on Kyle's channel, which we're going to come to in a second. And we're on Chris and Stephen's channel and then the brand pages as well. So wherever you may be in the world, whatever social platform you're going to spend the next half an hour with us, drop us a like, give us a thumbs up in the comments so that we know you can hear us loud and clear. We're going to cover some things today. We got Kyle for the first time on video, taking a nervous swig of water. He's been in the, I'd love to say he was in the, because we have a little broadcast studio before we go live. I'd love to say he was in the broadcast studio for the last 20 minutes prepping, but he joined with 21 seconds to go. So we're going to cover overpricing from estate agents and contracts. We're going to cover drones, which Chris is going to potentially fly his drone while we're live. We're going to cover unconditional selling, sole selling rights versus sole agency, what SDL surveyors have told us this week in terms of data, which will intrigue a lot of people because it will paint a very, very clear picture of the property market. And we're going to talk about Uncle Dave's weekly mortgage update. But first of all, I think it would be rude not to go to you, Kyle, as this is your first live and video performance. How are you feeling?
Absolutely buzzing. So good. It's had to kind of sit on it for a little while, but now it's out there, it's in the open. Really pleased to be here. Really great to be going live, saying hello to everyone. I feel like across the world, going international. But really excited.
Too much. We lose you every time you move.
Oh dear.
Just get the chin. Yeah, it's awesome to have you on board and part of the Avo family. Obviously, we're going to do a proper launch next Friday.
Yep. That's it, 10th of March.
10th of March, the big launch. So watch this space. What areas are you covering, Carl? And give us a little bit of a background on yourself.
Yeah, so Twyford, Charville, Woodley Airfield, and then the surrounding areas, so RG10, RG4s, RG54. But I guess, yeah, for myself, I had quite a successful career in the past in a estate agency. It wasn't that long ago. And moved down to the industry for a little bit. It's just an itch I've just never been able to get rid of in shift. I think I've spent probably 2-3 times a day I'm on Rightmove, so I'm just dropping the camera in the process. My excitement's taken over.
Mate. Very smooth.
And then keeping an eye on avocado, seeing what was going on there, and I'm like, this is everything that estate agency should have been. And if this was an option back then, I probably wouldn't have stepped out of the industry for a bit. So this is kind of what's brought me back into it, and I'm just really excited to be here.
There's so many agents, I think, Chris, that left the industry in the time that we've been in the game that were great agents, you know, but obviously this model, this setup, this ability to kind of do it this way wasn't there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle is not the first of many that want to come back in, because once you've got the bug for property and helping people move, it's a pretty strong bug, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it is. Excuse me. So I've got croaky throat today. Yeah, it is, and I think we see all of us that are sort of 2.5 years in now, and our businesses are quite well established. It's awesome seeing new partners come in like Kyle and everyone else that we've got in the pipeline, and all with the same goal and attitude that we had right at the outset, which has still been carried through every single partner who's now come on board since, and who will be coming on board as well. But it's I'm not going to sit here and go on a preaching rant about how much better this is, because we do that a lot, and it's quite clear that it is better than an employed role if you've got the right mindset for it and the right attitude and everything else, and some tenacity that comes with it. But Carl's going to Kyle, sorry, is going to absolutely fly with it. He's got a cracking area to work with. You've got an absolutely wicked, structure around you of other awesome partners as well. So yeah, you're gonna absolutely fly around Woodley. I did that.
My wife is giving me some alerts. So if I drop out, gents, just take control. I'll find my way back in. Sean, how are you, bud? Where are you in the kitchen, in the conservatory? By the looks of it, the new extension.
Yeah, I'm sat right between the kitchen and the playroom, the extension. So my kids aren't very happy right now. They're in the living room, so they might want to kick me out very soon. But yeah, no, I'm really good. Had a good day. Busy week. A few taken on. So yeah, bit all over the place at the moment in different locations. So Fleet, Hook, Basingstoke as well. So yeah, good. Yeah,
you said you had a nice 4-bed listed, which we'll find out about later on. We've got a few people checking in. Got Rob saying hello. Buongiorno, Mr. Brady. Hope all is well, buds, and you're recovered from your marathon. That I did not mean to press. We've got Neil checking in as well. And then we've also got Neil asking a question. What's going to be your most popular type of property and what do you need for buyers? I think that's directed at you, Kyle. What do you think will be the kind of go-to listing that your buyers are going to be looking for in sort of the Twyford, Sonning, in and around that area?
Certainly around that area, it's going to be detached, isn't it? It's going to be the sort of bread and butter around there, 3 and 4 beds and upwards. Semis as well along the way, but I think mainly detached properties.
Always sounds a bit nervy when someone says semi. I don't know why. Stephen Down is saying hello as well. Right, let's just jump straight into this, shall we, gents? Let's talk about overpricing by estate agents. I've done this is my 20th year. I've done 20 years. I'm in my 21st year, and at the start, Q1 we call it. January, February, and March is typically known as a bit of a tricky stomping ground for listing properties, valuing for sellers, flood to the market. It's, normally a very buoyant couple of months. But one thing that we do often find is a bit of a technique, a bit of a tactic, Sean, with estate agents. And it's something that I know a lot of people have asked us to do a video live on this and talk about it. I've popped a few videos on TikTok and things like that, and they go bonkers. I won't tell you what they say about me, even though they don't realise that it's not me doing it. I'm highlighting it. But that's part of TikTok. But Sean, what do you think? Is it something that's got to get stamped out? Will it always be there? Why do estate agents overvalue? Tell the public.
It definitely needs to be stamped out. But overpricing is a strategy where, if you can convince someone out of the valuations that you've had, if you can convince that seller that you're going to get them more money, and usually that's by putting on for a higher price, then people can be fooled on going for a higher price. Sellers are very trustworthy people. We go out and value houses all the time, and sellers will tell us that they've had so and so estate agent round and they said this for it, and another estate agent said this for it, and I've seen it back in the past where, you go to a house to say a price, but you've been told so much, or you've been given so much pressure by the office manager, to get the house on regardless. So all the the research that you could do, you can go completely out the window if you just feel that you're going to lose the house if you don't say a higher price, or if you don't match the highest price, rather than actually be honest and give people some true feedback of the market. It's going to surely have to stop, because with the Google Chrome extensions that you can see how many times a house has had a reduction now, if buyers are going to start seeing this, they're not going to be confident in paying any price for a house which has had 3 or 4 reductions on it. It's just really having an effect on the market and the sellers, expectations. So it's dreadful, really.
What do you think, Chris? As you take a nice swig of your coffee there, I would imagine it's a coffee, knowing you've got a newborn baby at home, but maybe not. But what's your kind of view on it? Because a lot of the time it is, like Sean mentioned, there's a bit of tactic behind it, but it's the fear of not coming back with the contract signed for estate agents is often one of the big reasons why they're kind of prepared to almost manipulate the client a little bit too far, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, yeah, we've always seen it. We're always going to see it because you can't regulate it. It's down to the public to realise, whether they're being spun a yarn and being paid lip service, by whoever it is they're talking to. No agent can sit here on this screen or anywhere else in the country and say they've got it right every single time price. I've had to reduce some prices recently for varying reasons, but so I don't tend to sit here and call agents out so much, but I do know it's going on, and we all look at Rightmove every single day. We see what's coming up, and to be fair, there was two today and then one yesterday that pops up, and even I thought, and I said to Stephen, I just said, showing that, have you seen that? That's not right. That's so far off. And as always, I'd love to say who it was, but then at the same time, from the outside looking in, it might not necessarily be the agent. It might be the client, or the seller. Sorry. So I think it is going on. It's always going to go on, and it's just okay. It's not us. We don't go out deliberately to overprice just to win the business because we know we're going up against some other good estate agents, and that's the only way we're going to win the business. So yeah, it is going on, and it's always going to, and I don't sit here being defeatist about it, saying there's nothing we can do about it. But I think the public are pretty well clued up. I think the sellers are pretty well informed now before they even speak to an estate agent, and therefore, I don't think it will continue to be a massive issue. But it always will in every area.
Yeah, it is a difficult one, and I think it is something that hopefully won't continue forever. But I got a feeling it will always be there. It's just hopefully less of it happening. Carl, what's your take on pricing? I mean, what are you looking to prepare when you go out? What's the sort of honest conversations you're having or plan to have? I know you've done a couple of valuations today or this week at least, but what's the sort of conversations you're having with people? Because it's a sticky time at the moment, right?
Massively.
We've got a couple of people commenting just before we go in. We've got Matt Barrell is saying that he's loving the Reading backdrop that you've got there, Kyle. Neil had a real Neil had an issue with the topic. Carl, Rob is highlighting the fact that your hoodie looks much cleaner and newer than mine, I would have thought, by the combo there. What's Rob said here? Just had a friend have their house valued at 2 at 1, and then one at 1.4. 400 grand difference.
Can I take that one?
Yeah.
The simple solution to that, Rob, is tell your friend to basically speak to the 1.4 agent, and hopefully they may have given some comparable evidence. But all they need to do in that instance is say, right, how many houses have you sold around here at that level in the last 3 months? How many? None. Okay, fine. Out the window, move on, get a different third agent to give them an appraisal, because that's huge. That's ridiculous. Especially the two at 1 million. They're probably being quite honest about it, but 1.4 is absolutely nuts. So yeah, they need to question the agent, actually ask and see the comparable evidence of to what grants it 1.4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They could get another fourth agent in as well who would come in at 1.2, and as a seller you might end up thinking, well, that's in the middle, and I might go along with that, but then you're still indirectly overpricing as the result of someone else who tried the tactic, and you still don't sell. But you kind of get, if you don't have the trust, or you're getting mixed valuations, what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to share a screen, but I just had to make sure that I took the agents off of it because I didn't want to upset anyone. So this is the top 10 agents by number of properties listed. I've removed the agents, but it's the top 10. Just gives you an idea. This is all of RG and all of GU. And if you look at the far right-hand column, what you can see there is the average for properties being reduced is 36%. But you can see some of these top ones here. I mean, look at the one in the middle there, fifth down, 72% if you round it up, of properties being reduced. I'm going to have to take this banner away because we lost Chris. There he is. Hello, Chris.
Hi.
So, that's some of the statistics. We're talking there way over a third on average for the most listed. I'm not saying these are the best agents. They just list the most. some of them 70%, you know, got a couple down there. Now, when I did this, I ran this report for avocado in particular, and I'll go back and I'll see it again if I can pull this report up without showing the agents. But ours was under 20%. And some of the different areas and some of the different partners have got it down as low as, I think Ellen and Sanjay is down to like 8% of what they list. And they've still got the highest sales ratio in Bracknell. So not only are they selling a better ratio in Bracknell than what they list, they're also reducing way less than the top. So that, for me, I don't know what you guys think. I know we're slightly biased, but that is how I would define the best agent, is that data backs it up.
Yeah, they're clearly giving the right advice, aren't they? So
I think the good thing about that data as well is that is actual data. That's not, it's not Rightmove data. It is actual data from the source that we use, and that's clear facts.
Yeah,
those figures you mentioned about Alan, it's absolute facts. So statistically, they are the best agent on their patch. End of.
So Lauren and Ryan are asking, I'll throw this one at you, Kyle. They're saying, do you think it's genuinely agents trying to win the business or just not doing their prep work? Do some agents maybe not know the marketplace? Maybe they've just moved offices at the start of the year and they're valuing, but really they're going out there to sign a contract, I guess.
Do you know what? I think it's a combo of those, but I also think it's like the market. The last year has been a roller coaster, right? We've been here before. The market goes up, market goes down. It's always going to do it. There hasn't been a crash. Forget what the news says. Depends, I guess, which day you turn on TV as to what the news will tell you. But we know, and obviously the stats, the data tells us, we know what the market's doing. But I think there's a lot of agents out there at the moment that are really confused and they're still trying to work out what the market is doing. And I think I'm certainly seeing it when I'm going out. There's a collective that once they kind of know who's going out, they'll kind of guesstimate as to where that agent's going to price it. So then they're thinking, well, they're going to come in there. So again, I need to come in up there to make sure I'm taking that one on and taking it home. From my side, I'll go out there, and obviously, like you guys will all know, we're very, very well resourced with access to data from multiple sources. Some people are into the numbers, some don't care. That's fine. If it's someone that is into the data, I'll have it all there anyway. So I'll go, look, here's actually from 2 or 3 different sources. This is where my valuation has come from after I presented it. So the evidence, the information is there. Some people get it. They'll have me say one price, and they might have 3 other agents come in a similar ballpark saying something completely different. I think for some people it's quite evident that those other 3 are out of kilter, but ultimately if someone's telling you they can get you more money, you're going to go, well, maybe I should try it. And it's not always, in fact, it never works out, because ultimately what happens is you go on at that price, your property doesn't sell. Then after 14 plus days, the first reduction comes in. After another month, the second reduction comes in. And before you know it, you've reduced so many times, you go past actually what you should have achieved, versus where we're seeing actually we can still achieve in excess of asking price if you price it correctly. Like, the right price has never been more important. And I think a few more agents just need to be a bit braver. Like, you might not get every instruction on, but if everyone starts being honest, because ultimately it's the client that suffers at the end when it's been on for 6 months, 12 months. And there's a real kind of sort of separation in the market now between what I'm referring to as houses on the market at last year's price and houses on the market at this year's price, because there is a difference. Sort of pre and post Liz Truss, there's a massive difference. But I'm still seeing way too many coming on at last year's price. And they just sit there. They become a benchmark to say, right, well, if you think this is expensive, look at that one. And it just doesn't go.
Mentioning Liz Truss, I thought you were coming in day one on your live debut, bringing up politics. I was going to say, I'm not sure we're going to go there. So we're talking pricing, talking numbers. I spoke to someone from SDL Surveyors this week, and for those that don't know, they do the bulk of the mortgage valuations across the country. This week, bearing in mind it was like lunchtime on a Thursday, and we've still got the afternoon tomorrow, they'd already done 1,200 mortgage valuations. And to put in context, that's the busiest week they've had since the start of October for mortgage valuations happening across the country. So that in itself is quite an interesting picture that is painting, because I think we have seen since the mini budget quite a lull, but definitely February feels, and at the end of January, it feels much better, and it seems like much more properties are selling. And rather than just estate agents saying that, well, the one of the largest mortgage valuation companies in the country is also reporting that. So that's positive news, I think, all round for people. Talking mortgages, Chris, I think you've got Uncle Dave's weekly update for us.
I did, yes, I do. Sorry. So from Uncle Dave's perspective, who is obviously one of our trusted, well-trusted mortgage advisors. So this week, Barclays are the market leaders with a 2-year fixed rate at 4.18% for new business, for new customers. Halifax are offering existing customers a 5-year fixed rate at 3.78, which is the market leading rate at the moment. Trackers are still being pushed as one of the better options at the moment. That's open to conversation, isn't it? But on the whole, still positive, and there's more lenders that are still reducing rates. So it's all going in the right direction. Every week it's something positive at the moment. There is rumour about another base rate rise later this month, but we'll see. We were hoping that might be the end of it. We might see another one. That is likely to be the end of it if that's the case. I'm not a mortgage advisor, by the way, but just I think we may well see one. But if we do, we'll just have to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, we all know it's based on the swap rates as well that has a big impact in what's going on. I mean, the best remortgage deal there, I think you said, was 3.74. Was it something like that?
3.78 for existing customers of Halifax.
Okay, well, it's nice. Every week we come on at the moment, I think we see at least 0.1 of a reduction in the best deal on the market. So I feel maybe it's leveling out around this now. But to see a 2-year fixed as low as 4.1 or 4.14, I think you said, that's quite nice. That's quite positive as well. Look, we're not going back to the 1% days, are we, Sean? But I think everyone's ready to sort of lock in now and sort of make it work, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the sales I'm going through, I'm selling, the buyers are getting a mortgage offer, then just openly having a conversation saying, do you mind if I get another mortgage valuation because the rates have come down? So yeah, people are locking them in, keeping them just on the safety. So makes sense too.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, do you want to cover drones quickly? Let's talk about drones, because drones are a real sort of topic of conversation in the agency world at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's not going to be a rant. It's actually some advice for estate agents that are finally coming to the party with being innovative with their marketing, and I welcome that. I think it's brilliant. It's part of what we set out to do, was to force change in the industry, and obviously a lot of us are using drones at the moment, but it was particularly around Camberley and Farnborough, and I'm not going to mention the agents' names. I'd love to, but I won't. But they're flying in places that are illegal. And the point I wanted to make is agents getting involved in drones and new marketing techniques is fantastic. It genuinely is fantastic. It's good competition. But you can't just go and buy a drone, get yourself a flyer ID for £9 or whatever it is at the moment, and then just off you go. Yes, you can fly. You can buy a drone that's under 250 grams, and your restrictions are, because it's a C5 classified drone, you can pretty much fly it anywhere that's not restricted airspace. But with Farnborough, we all know we've got an airport. It's one of it's what Farnborough's famous for. So, sorry, my cleaner's knocking at the door. But the point is that one particular agent, and I was almost tempted to reach out to them for a couple of reasons, but they were flying directly under the flight path in South Farnborough, which actually is where the planes are literally a touch above the bottom line limit of 400 feet, 120 meters. From a safety perspective, it's catastrophic. It doesn't bear even thinking about. But this agent was flying the drone easily at 300 feet, easily, just from looking at the video, because they've posted the video online as well. Now, with the address of where the property is, and you can see where it is. But the point I'm making is A, be safe, for crying out loud. Secondly, know what you're doing. If you're going to have people flying drones, who are just normal estate agents, get qualified. Get yourself to a level A2C of C qualification, because A, you will not because of the qualification in terms of what you can fly, but because you get the knowledge of what you can and can't do. And that's the problem, because what it's going to do, agents being a bit silly like this and very naive to it, is going to cause problems for everyone else. Not just estate agents using drones, but everyone else. It's going to highlight these issues. It's going to make it, it's already quite it's been quite well publicized, the issues that drones have had being, that airports have had being, with drones flying near them, obviously a few years ago, and it's horrendous. But the point being is that it's going to cause problems for lots of other industries if people are going to be mega irresponsible with drones. And all I wanted to make the point of talking about drones was for these agents, and I'm talking directly to these agents. Fantastic that you're getting involved with it, and I commend you for coming to the party with better marketing. But you can't fly drones under Farnborough flight path. You just can't, And it was a house that we've got one 100 yards away in Sycamore Road in Farnborough, which obviously we didn't use the drone for. And this is not me ranting, but it's illegal. Just know what you're doing and just understand it, because it's going to cause problems for the rest of us.
There's no need for someone to fly 300 feet either to showcase a property, is there? Let's be honest.
No.
You can fly a lot lower, and you can tilt the angle, and you can make, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk drones, the drone pilot himself he smells it in the air. He just smells the drone chatter. And here he is, DNA Drones, Mr. Andy Mead himself. Hello, pilot Andy. Any advice from? I think Chris covered it. I mean, he lost me at one point with some of the techie stuff, so I think he covered it well. Hopefully,
I am certified as well before any agent tries to jump on me, so I went through the process to learn it. So anyway, yes. No more drones.
We're aware you've got your DJI wings. We know you do. So yeah, love that. No, it's important. We've got to talk about it because we don't want it to be taken away from everyone, because some people are silly enough to fly a drone in a flight path. I mean, it's absolutely mental. But there we go. It does happen. Should we cover unconditional selling? Because this is the whistleblowing episode, and we're going to just put our opinions out there on this particular live chat. And that's why I think we're getting such good engagement, because people have asked us to do videos on this stuff. And I thought that the four of us are quite confident enough to have an honest conversation, and none of us really sit on the fence. So let's talk about unconditional selling. The first topic I want to talk about, I'll go to you, Sean, is just people being forced to use estate agents' recommended conveyancing. Why does that happen?
Well, often it's because the branch is not only targeted on how many houses they get on the market, but how many conveyancing sign-ups they'll get that week and that month. And they'll have a league table for each individual. So you will be indirectly pressured through praise of getting conveyancing sign-ups. Rather than actually just recommending because they're bloody brilliant. If they're brilliant, you do happen to have an in-house conveyancer who's amazing, then yeah, fine. Cross-sell them all you like and recommend them all day long. But if you then put that client into a situation where you're indirectly telling them that they can only buy the house if they use your conveyancer, or you can, when you sell your house with us, we provide you with our conveyancer, kind of giving someone the ability to not choose their own, and I think that's wrong. So
yeah, I think, Kyle, Google reviews are definitely a great place to go. If an estate agent's telling you that they think you should use X, we know they're going to be financially rewarded by introducing a client to that conveyancer. That's normally the case 90% of the time. But do your due diligence. Don't just trust the agent. Go check out the Google reviews is a really good tip that I would say, because some conveyancing Google reviews paint a very interesting picture, don't they?
Definitely, 100%. Google reviews. Just do your own due diligence. Do your own research. You absolutely do not have to use anyone that you're being forced to use. The choice is yours. I guess it just kind of comes down to moral positioning for the agent. And I guess that's a separate conversation, maybe for another chat, but absolutely do your due diligence. If you feel that you have to use a certain conveyancer to get a house, go on Google reviews, check out their website, possibly even if you know any friends or family, if it's a local firm, ask them. if they've moved recently, what they think, but make sure that you're happy.
And if someone is trying to buy a property for an agent and they're not on the market, do they have to use that estate agent to sell their own home, or are they free to go anywhere else? What are we saying, Carl?
Absolutely free to do whatever you please. Ultimately, from that estate agent's perspective, I guess it's around peace of mind, security for them, that they can go to their seller and say, well, actually they're selling their house with us, so we've got complete control, so they can effectively bubble wrap it and keep it safe from any other mean agents. But ultimately, I've seen it before where actually the house has gone on with another agent, and then the agent selling the house that those people wanted to buy will go hell for leather to sell it before this other agent does, and then again the client's interests kind of go out the window a little bit, and it becomes a bit of a rat race. So yeah, I guess just apply and use common sense, but you can use whoever you want, whenever you want.
Chris, I think this is a good one for you. Should referral fees for estate agents be banned for recommending solicitors? So should that not be an option, that you can recommend a solicitor, but no one's allowed to get financial benefit from it? So it's a genuine recommendation then.
No, actually, I don't think it should be banned. But what I do think is that it should be an upfront thing. In terms of, if I'm saying to you, you come in to see me and ask about buying a property. Okay, have you got your mortgage sorted out, Mr. Macbeth? No, I haven't. Okay, would you like to speak to our advisor? Oh, yes, I would. Okay, well, just we do get remuneration as a result of passing your business to them. Be upfront, But maybe most people will assume that there will be some form of financial reward for it. But I mean, I don't have those links with conveyancers and financial advisors. I recommend people because they're good and they'll look after the people I recommend them to. So it's not an income stream that, it sounds silly and not big-headed, but I don't need. I earn my bread and butter by selling houses. That's what I do. So no, in answer to the question, I don't think it should be banned. I just think it should be a bit more clear-cut. And I think the tactics in selling that service to someone should be better regulated.
Fair enough. Good points. Let's talk about listings. What we got bubbling. Kyle, I know you've not even launched yet. It's happening next Friday. Is there any potential listings on the horizon that you could share without giving address, maybe even price, but just a little snippet, a little teaser?
Little snippet. There's a few things in the pipeline, a few little things bubbling, so I can't say too much about those. They're early doors. There is one coming up in the RG12 postcode, and that one will be coming on sort of between the 300,000 and 400,000. But yeah, nice 3-bedroom mid terrace. So yeah. Well, that's about as much info as I'll give at this stage, but I watch this space. Lovely positioning, right, very close to a large outdoor green space, which would be very well known within Bracknell. But yeah, really nice house, that one. Looking forward to getting that one up and running. Should hopefully be end of March, start of April.
Nice, good stuff.
Vendor may well even be on the call. So if you're on the call, hello. To you.
Yeah, nice. Sean, I know you just put it on mute because you've got kids in the background that want to get in their playroom and terrorise the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, just sending a quick message there, seeing if it's okay for me to talk. Looks like we're okay.
I've had a couple of knocks on my door, actually, from a certain 1-year-old bulldozer. But yes, going to you, Sean, what have we got? I know you said you'd listed a 4-bed today. What's on the horizon? What's bubbling? Tell us a little bit about what you've got coming up.
Yeah, so that one that I've taken on today is going to be up and running next week. A stunning 4-bedroom detached house, 2 bathrooms, and it's your typical kind of house that you'd step up from after buying your first house and you're looking for a 4-bedroom. You want 4 bedrooms, you want 2 reception rooms. This one's had lots of work done to it. It looks stunning inside. It's over in Basingstoke. It's going to be coming on for a guide price of 500,000. So there aren't too many that come on in that area. It's kind of sort of the north side of Basingstoke, and it's a lovely development. So yeah, there's a couple of snippets there for you.
500 grand for a 4-bed, that 2 bath, 2 receps, nice condition. That sounds like a cracker. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Conservatory, garage. Yeah, it's lovely.
Anything else on the bubble for next week at all? Obviously, live Beat the Portals will be happening, I'm sure. So, anything else to follow your page for?
Sorry, is that for Sean or me?
I didn't know if Sean had any more, but then I was going to go to you. Yeah.
Not just yet. No, we've had a busy week with a couple so far, and yeah, this one today. So yeah,
Nice.
watch for further space.
So Chris, in the new office as well, we haven't really
Yeah.
mentioned that, but for those that don't know, that is not the Avocado HQ original. That is Chris and Stephen's own Avocado mini Camberley Frimley Farnborough HQ, which is so exciting. And I still haven't managed to get down there this week, but I want to get down and check it out.
There's a shield in the fridge just down here.
Yeah. No, look, I might even do a run over there one day. But yeah, congratulations on that, because that's an awesome step for you guys. And you guys have been flat out. I mean, I saw the video with Stephen, and Sean was on it for the Church Crookham property. That looks like a cracking house that's just gone live. Check out the page for that. I'm sure it's on both pages. But what's new that we haven't seen to beat the portals on? Anything bubbling there?
Yeah, we've got a cracking rental coming on in Paddock Hill in Frimley. 3-bed linked attached, really, really nice one. In the next couple of weeks, I've literally just finished editing the video on it this evening. What else we've got? I've got a lovely 3-bed semi in Frimley Green coming up in a couple of weeks. We've got a 4-bed detached we're taking on tomorrow in Farnborough. We've got a 3-bed terrace we're taking on in Farnborough on Monday or Tuesday, and 2 more potentials which are just not confirmed yet for timing wise. So yeah, still loads bubbling. It's we're pretty busy. It
feels like in a short space of time you guys have taken over Farnborough.
I think we're not trying to take over Farnborough, but it's just been received extremely well, and that's the beauty of having someone like Stephen on board, because Stephen is how I feel about myself to Camberley and Frimley. Born and bred, grew up there, worked there for 20 plus years. That's Steve in Farnborough, and so many people are coming to us because they've dealt with Steve in the past. They've been recommended, and and obviously are seeing what we're doing now, because what we do is still not done in Farnborough. Agents are getting better, as we say, with their marketing, which we love, but it's good competition and a compliment. But yeah, we're super busy, and that was one of the reasons to get another office, because we can collaborate better here together, and also with a newborn little one for me, and Steve's got 3 kids of his own. We just need to be in focus space, so and that's what we've got.
Yeah, love it. Well, drawing it to a close, we've run on a little bit over, because I think we were talking about overvaluing for about 17 minutes. But thanks for everyone that's joined in. Matt, Lauren, Ryan, Georgina, Rob. We've had Darren, Neil, Stephen, Matt, all jumping on with comments, which have been awesome. Congratulations on moving into the office, Chris and Stephen. Kyle, congratulations for next Friday. Welcome to the family. Sean, for me and you, I think congratulations that we managed. I was about to say that we survived the whole call without the kids invading.
They've been walking around.
I saw your son had his hair cut for the first time this week. A massive
George.
He's
had a haircut. So
how does he feel about that?
Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I mean, the reels had more interest than my reels. So he's a pro at marketing already.
Yeah, your kids, they just work the camera very well, actually. So yeah, it's great following your page and seeing his little hoodie and stuff like that as well. It's cool. We're all about the family at Avocado. So if anyone, on cue, if anyone needs support or help moving their family, it's a massive chapter in anyone's life, and going from one property to the next with a family is sometimes challenging. We're here to help. We've got an advice hub on the website. You can check out all the videos. In fact, Chris's business partner, Stephen's done a whole video on moving with kids. One of the first videos he's ever did. So we just pressed record and he had to do it, basically. It was his initiation. So
that's how every single video so far has been for him.
Go check that video out. But yeah, we're called at a close. Thanks for everyone that joined us. We'll be back next week, Thursday at 6. Love these chats. See you all soon.
Bye.